Hood Tour Season 5, Episode 14. Yeah, Hood Tour Season 5, Episode 14. I normally don't do Hood Tour episodes on Saturday, but I had a little bit of time to video. So I had a little bit of time to video, so failed to use a blinker twice. I had to fucking laugh. So I'm gonna continue this back up from yesterday. Hopefully I didn't forget where I left off. So I those people that we kicked out, I was telling Dee Dee yesterday that about came in on Thursday to fucking Thursday to tell her that they fucking ran off from me and all that and whatever and so on and so forth. So and now Ryan knows who they are. And Waylon knows who they are. Dee Dee knows who they are. I've given Amber a brief fucking thing about it, so that she knew. Now Autumn's gonna be like, why are you kicking them out? I said, I'm gonna tell her because they're giving Dee Dee problems. Dee Dee's the one that kicked them out on Wednesday. But I'm going to tell Autumn, why am I kicking them people? I'm going to tell her they were, originally when they had come in, they had given Dee Dee problems, with not wanting to leave after close. They didn't leave until after we closed on the original day of them coming in. And then I said that they were in here again the next day, and Dee Dee said, sorry, they said, Dee Dee said that they were giving her problems the previous night, which was Tuesday. And they started giving her more problems, and Dee Dee said that, then Dee Dee said finally had enough of them and said that they're no longer allowed in here because they're causing problems. The store stunk, and I mean bad. You can take my word for it because I smelt it too. Me and Dee Dee both. They're homeless and they were causing problems. They tried filling out applications again. And almost positive that they are on. They stop fucking creeping. You know, I am almost 100% fucking positive that they are on drugs. You know, because the one asked me if I smoked. I kind of wish I would have had it on fucking camera. You know, and the one asked me if I smoked. I said no, I don't. And then she walked off. I said it loud enough so that she could hear me, that I'm the wrong fucking person to be asking if I have a cigarette. Because I was raised to always look at smoking as bad. You know, even vaping, I was always told, it's bad, don't do it. Three-quarter ton. Beat though. You know, I was always raised. Holy shit, they ended up tearing the whole building down. They must have had some sort of damage done to the whole building then. Because I would have thought they would have just tore that fucking building down, and then that would have been cool if they would have just kept that building gone, repoured, you know, kept that as an open lot and have outdoor storage. You know, because then I'd be like, I'd talk to Dad, like, hey, if, you know, why don't we check at, you know, the lot across from that shithole of a bar that Corey hangs out at, my uncle. Because I'd be like, why? I said, see if we can, you know, get a fixed price, you know, a good, better price to store the camper there instead of by Joe on Main Street. You know, where we normally are storing the camper. And I haven't fucking been down here in a while. You know, I tell him it'd be a lot closer to fucking home, a little more secure. You know, if I had to go grab something out of the camper, I could just jump on the bike and go. Holy shit, I was growing some grass. Took the net down for tennis. You know, because I was telling Autumn and Dee Dee about about that same group, you know. one chick asked me if I had a cigarette. I said, sorry, man. I said, sorry, I don't smoke. She's like, all right, whatever, you know, left and left. You know, and I said that, you know, because they know that I like to run my mouth. You know, and I told them, you know, I told Dee Dee and Autumn this. I said, you know, and I got cocky and I said, you know, and I told her that she's walking off. You know, I said it loud enough as, you know, as loud, loud enough so that she can hear it. And I said, I don't even look like a fucking smoker. I don't smell like a smoker. Now that my mom and dad haven't fucking haven't smoked an actual cigarette in well, over 13 years, like an actual cigarette, I can smell a cigarette from fucking 10 miles away, you know, with the wind.